Today on Knife Banter, we're talking about 10 knives, 5 steels, and some smoking hot deals. Kurt, you ready for this?
Let's talk knives!
What's happening, everybody? Today on Knife Banter, we're going to be talking about steels, and more specifically, inexpensive steels in each category. So we got 5 steels on the table today. We have 8CR13 MOV, D2, S35VN, M390, and Mah Xenobit. So we're going from kind of your more budget intro steel all the way up to the tippy top of super steels. Now, we have 2 knives per category. The first knife is going to be kind of the most inexpensive one you can get, and then we'll have a little bit of an upgrade path as well. So, Kurt, you have the first knife. What is it?
You bet I do. I've got the Kershaw 3/4 ton. Do you guys want to know the best thing about this knife? $12. Are you kidding me? $12. It's a GFN scale with a rubberized Kershaw pad right here. So you actually get pretty good grip. You got a thick blade, big old blade, fits in the hams pretty well. And look at this pocket clip. It's a wrench. I mean, yeah, you need a Torx number 6 to pull that off, but that's a wrench. That's kind of cool, huh?
I think that might be my favorite part of that entire knife. But when it comes to like cheap, inexpensive 8CR13 MOV knives, I think the one that always comes to my mind is the Shuffle. And the
Right.
Shuffle's around $15. It depends on what variation you get. That's the first time I've handled the 3/4 ton, and I have to say I'm super impressed with that knife for being $12. Like, it's centered great.
Oh yeah, check this out.
Yeah, great centering. It's got pretty decent action, and the liner lock is pretty nice to operate as well. So super impressive for $12. You should check one out for sure. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can get into that $23.95 area, and that will get you a CRKT Squid. The Squid's a little bit of a controversial knife. Some people love it, some people hate it. But if you're looking for a little bit higher material quality when it comes to handles, you have a stainless steel handle on here, 8CR13 MOV blade, deep carry pocket clip. So that's another option as well. That'll run you $23.95. Some people love it. I know Ben, when he was here, it was one of his favorite knives that he would gift people a lot. Some people, Kurt, you're not a huge fan of it, so
No, not really. I think my jump would be like a Polarge.
there's a lot of CRKT knives kind of in that mid-20s range that are pretty decent. So
Definitely.
okay, next steel on the table, D2. I think D2 definitely hits that price to performance area pretty well. This is a newer brand for me. This is a QSP Penguin. Okay. And first time, have you ever heard of QSP?
No,
I know we've
honestly,
been...
They showed up at the office just a little while ago, and I was taking photos, and I was like, dang, these are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is a QSP Penguin. You have a micarta handle, D2 blade. You have a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, tip up. This thing is crazy. It's $30 for a D2 blade. Centering on the knife is fantastic. It's got great fit and finish. And it's got that, fantastic straight edge that I love for if you're doing stuff like boxes and that type of thing. It really cuts into that sort of material. So if you're looking for a great, inexpensive general overall pocket knife, I think this goes head to head with a lot of the stuff that Civivi offers. Great knife, $30, very impressive QSP Penguin.
$30, that's not bad. Okay, I've got one in D2. And it is the Rat Model 2.
I don't think there's any surprise that this is on the table right now.
No.
And you have kind of a special relationship with this knife.
I do, because I have one and I've put it to the test, beat it, worked on it. It's been through some stuff. It's seen some things. And I'm not kidding. My R2-D2, It's not quite as centered in the center. It's barely off now because I've pried with it and stuff. But that thing still shoots open like a dream. I love that knife. So good. And 37 bucks. 38 bucks. 37.95. But man, 4-way reversible pocket clip. You got your D2 steel. It's a nylon scale. Man, the only thing that would make this better is a deep carry clip.
Yeah. And I think when we talk about like best bang for your buck type knives, that knife has been here for forever and keeps coming up when it comes to value for the price you're paying. It's fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It really is probably in my top 10. For sure in my top 10. But
Very, very cool.
Moving on to the next steel, S35VN, I have got something very interesting. I have a Mah Xenobit. Now, this is a fixed blade of sorts, which is it's very interesting design. It's almost like a karambit, but it's also like hey, I could really choke up and like do some work with this chisel tip.
Yeah, that is an interesting design. And for such a large chunk of S35VN, like it's pretty impressive at the price point it's sitting at right now. What did you say the price was?
The price is $64.99, 65 bucks S35VN. And
Yeah.
This thing's cool. It's got a decent sheath, got a good clip on it, and you can throw the chain on and wear it as a neck knife.
Sure. So you have a
I'm gonna do that.
couple different options for carry.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, it may not be for everybody, but it's a cool piece. And S35VN for 65 bucks, that's a
sure.
good deal.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so if you want to maybe spend a little bit more money and get kind of a more traditional folding pocket knife, I was actually surprised with this. You can get a Cold Steel Code 4, which I actually own one of these. Cold Steel Code 4, $79.95, S35VN. I think some of my favorite things about this knife is the smoothness of it.
Right.
It's got that hydraulic smooth action where it's not going to flip open, obviously, because it's a backlock, but it just has a very satisfying open and click because of the triad lock back there.
Definitely like the click.
And I think Cold Steel has the market, maybe not cornered, but they do a very good job of giving you a lot of knife for the price that you pay for it. So you're looking at something that's just under $80. You have a triad lock, you have an S35VN blade, you have a 2-way reversible tip-up carry pocket clip. This knife for 80 bucks, like you don't see knives like this for under 100, 120 bucks very often, and this is $80. So I really enjoy the Cold Steel Code 4, and I think it gives you great value for the price that you pay for it.
Absolutely. I agree when you talk about Cold Steel and how much bang for your buck you get. They are really good at that. Right. I'm not kidding. Like lately I've been really focusing in on Cold Steel and just trying to like see all the knife options and kind of what they're about. And they've got some cool stuff.
For sure. And I know some people, they kind of focus on that beefier, burly working knife, right?
Right.
And I think they do a really good job of working in that space and then obviously giving you a lot of knife for the price that you pay.
Right.
And now kind of with the Airlight and a couple other models that they're coming out with now, I think they're starting to poke at that kind of more EDC friendly, smaller, just kind of throw it in your jeans pocket, wear it around town type of knife now. So
yeah, absolutely.
Really enjoying what Cold Steel is putting out recently. And like I said, great value for your money. All right, next steel, we have M390 or 20CV or 204P, depending on which manufacturer we're talking about. So I actually have a knife in 20CV. This is the Kershaw Link.
Ooh, I like that knife a lot.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot. I don't think it gets shown a lot, which is kind of funny. But
I agree.
This knife is $79.95 for a 20CV blade, which is very impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's basically the It's kind of like the flipper version of the Launch 1 in a way. So if you like that shape, this is a very similar design. But you got aluminum scales, you have a 20 CV blade, you have deep carry, reversible pocket clip. It's a fantastic knife. $80 for 20 CV, and that's nuts.
Yeah, that is crazy. I absolutely agree. I really like that knife, and Kershaw kind of hit it out of the park with that.
Yeah. It's kind of, as far as your build quality and feel, it's very similar to the Launch series of knives. So if you enjoy those knives, consider checking out a Link 20 CV blade. It's hard to go wrong with that.
For sure. Okay, so I don't have a 20 CV, but I do have the M390, and this is maybe another option, a little stepped up in price, not by much. This is $99. The GiantMouse Iona. This is actually a really cool knife. The milling here on the, let's see, what is the handle material? I know it's
Either
FRN.
GFN or polymer,
I was either going to say GFN or FRN, but it's FRN. And it's in this cool blue color. I know you can get it in a couple other blue colors, but you've got, like, that is a great blade. It's right around 3 inches, which is perfect for me. Fits in the hams. I like the wire pocket clip, keeping it light. It's reversible both sides. And this thing is sweet. I'm telling you right now, GiantMouse knows what they're doing. Flips open easy. It's got good blade centering. And for $99, Buller M390.
Yeah, that
Crazy.
That knife has always impressed me. We had Jesper on quite a while ago, and we kind of got a preview or a look at that knife before it was released, and I was pretty impressed with the price point that they were hitting at, and then the materials that they were also putting in it. So M390 for under $100 is still an incredible price. Like when you have the Link at what, $80 or whatever it is, it's hard to beat that, but $100 is still a pretty darn good price point when it comes to a well-made blade that's M390.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah, it's a good one. But we should move on to the next steel, which is Mah Xenobit. Now, I have a Spyderco Native 5 lightweight. Oh man, look at that. That like space gray.
When we talk about super steels, this is like the category of like super steel. You have steels like Mah Xenobit, you got like Rex 121, K390, all of these just super tippy top steels are super interesting. The reason why we chose Mah Xenobit on this one is because it's kind of one of the only just like tippy top steels that you can get reliably.
Right.
So if you're looking for something in that range, you can usually go on bladehq.com and check out, the Spyderco Mah Xenobit knives, and you're usually going to find a Native 5 or our next knife. But
right, and honestly, Mah Xenobit, Spyderco, Native 5, lockback, 4-way reversible pocket clip, and this is the lightweight version, so it's got the really light milled out scales for them. And I gotta be honest, I think the Native 5 is a great fit, whether you choke up or if you don't. Mm-hmm. That's Christmas hams approved right there.
Yeah.
Plus $175 for Mah Xenobit.
Right.
That's not bad.
We're getting into the basically tippy top of steels right now. So when we're talking about prices in knives that are in these crazy high end steels, like, of course, they're not going to be cheap, but this is a decent option for the price.
Right, absolutely.
Right. So if you want to upgrade, depending on what upgrade means to you, in this case, it's probably just going to mean a larger blade. So this is the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight in Mah Xenobit as well. So if you're not down with the smaller size of the Native 5, you can check out the Manix 2 lightweight as well. Lightweight version, wire pocket clip that is reversible. You have a ball bearing lock on there. Of course, that fantastic Mah Xenobit blade and your FRN handles. Now, one more thing about Mah Xenobit. I always thought Mah Xenobit would be like, if you're a knife nut, the perfect just box knife. and only if you're a knife nut, because Mah Xenobit is definitely not an easy steel to sharpen. But if you really like knives and you want something that is basically towards the top of edge retention, Mah Xenobit's your thing. You'll be cutting boxes for days. I always like to go to Pete from Sypderco Native, his YouTube channel, seeing his edge retention tests, and
Right.
Mah Xenobit is up there at the top of those. So
You can't go wrong with Mah Xenobit. You really can't.
interesting steel, obviously a higher price point. The Manix 2 is going to be $203 on the site. So not cheap, but it's an option if you want some of the best edge holding capabilities on a knife today. So that's all the steels, man. We
That's
rolled
it.
through that.
We busted that one out.
Right. So I think
we just need to check pockets.
For sure.
What's
So-
in your pocket?
what's in my pocket. So this is a little bit of I don't know, it's not really a pocket check. But so I'm planning on doing some camping this weekend. And one of the knives that I'm going to be taking with me is the Benchmade Leicu. This new fixed
I've
blade
been
that they just came out with.
I've been so excited about this knife. I definitely want one.
Right. So if you like the Puko, this is essentially the same knife with a larger blade, same handle and everything. And I think for a lot of people, that's a plus. The Puko, I mean, depending on what you're doing, this is going to be
Right.
This is going to handle more your chopping and batoning needs. Puko is going to be more your bushcrafting type needs.
Right.
So if you like the Puko, wanted something a little bit bigger, more heavy duty, Leicu's fantastic. It comes with this great leather sheath, and you can put these Benchmade / Exotac fire steels in the sheath as well. So this is a Benchmade branded one. It's kind of a cool little setup. I think I'm going to like it. I haven't really used it much yet. So we'll see what happens there. Kurt, I know what's in your pocket, but tell me anyway.
Boom. My one and only R2D2. This is the one I've been working on motorcycles with and doing some yard work. It's seen some things, you know. It's a little beat up, but honestly, this thing is still rocking and rolling. I love this thing. Honestly, guys, I have beat the tar out of this thing, and I'm not kidding. This thing is one of the best knives that I have. Probably really up there with most reliable too. Reliable, good tool steel that you can just hammer on.
Right, and you've I remember seeing you working on your little dirt bikes there, and you'd have that thing out and be scraping stuff off the bike, and
Right.
kind of makes me cringe a little bit. But I mean, it's a knife in a perfect price point to do that with.
Absolutely. I totally agree. That's why I went with it. It's been a great knife, great tool to have.
Cool. That's it, guys. We did it. That is all she wrote. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and also that notification bell. So when we post a new video, you'll know about it right away. Kurt, thanks you so much for being on.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll be together soon. So
Yes.
we will see you guys on the next one. And once again, we find ourselves at the end screen. If you like this video, consider hitting subscribe to Blade HQ. Head on over to the website if you want to check out some of the knives that we talked about in this video. And down below there's a playlist full of great content. We'll see you in the next one.